Now, we've all heard about the dangers of an undertow and a riptide, but as we saw in Loren's report, there are still tragedies every summer. As Al Sweeney now with ways to avoid trouble the next time you visit the beach.
A beautiful summer day, a cooling breeze, waves rolling in, a perfect day at the beach. Also a perfect day for an undertow and its killer cousin, the riptide. It all starts with the undertow.
As water is moved towards the shoreline, it has to return back to the lake, so there is an undercurrent that takes place.
The wind blows the surface water toward the beach, so to get back out into the lake, the water goes underneath the surface. The kind of thing that will wash away the sand under your feet. Not all that dangerous, except maybe for small children. But tip number one from the Halton Police Marine Unit, watch out for windy days with high surf. Because once you've got an undertow, there's a danger of riptides.
The one that's of greatest concern is when you have an area where there's sandbars, because what the sandbars do is it takes that water that's going to return to the lake and it channels it into a riptide, and that makes for a much stronger current carrying away from the shoreline.
Tip number two, watch out for calm water between areas of surf. That could mean underwater sandbars where the undertow grows into a riptide that can carry you away. If that happens, tip number three, don't fight it.
If you find yourself caught in a riptide, the most important thing to do is not panic. If you have time to panic, you have time to plan. Right? The instinct that most people want to do is to head directly towards shore because that's safety for them. That's the worst thing that they can do.
If you try to swim against the current, you'll tire out. The way to escape is relax. Keep your head above water, maybe turn on your back. Let the riptide carry you out until the current dies off, then swim diagonally toward the shore and let the other waves help push you in. Rescue units answer beach calls all summer long, and the police say figures show 80% of beachfront rescues involve riptides. One more tip, if you can't swim well enough to handle a riptide, wear a life jacket. Al Sweeney, CHCH News, Burlington.
And that is some good advice. The water can be a very dangerous place. In fact, 7 people from Oakville found that out. They had to be rescued yesterday when their boat lost power on Lake Ontario. Police and the town of Oakville's Water Rescue Force found the boat and helped all the people get safely to shore. Now, just as they completed that rescue, police received word that a sailboat capsized in Burlington Bay. 3 men there had to be pulled from the water, but they will be okay.